Now that the NHL draft is over, I'm very excited. I'm going to be able to pump out a lot of these videos and continue on this series. I started it last year after the draft, making videos on how good I think these prospects will be for their NHL teams, essentially in their career, and a lot focusing on their rookie season. And what better way to bring it back and start off than with the #1 overall pick, Jack Hughes, for the New Jersey Devils. Essentially the whole year, throughout the year, everyone knew Jack Hughes was going to be #1 overall. You had some people that thought, yeah, maybe Kaapo Kakko would be taken over Jack Hughes, but realistically, if all 31 NHL GMs had that #1 overall pick, I bet you they would probably all still go with Jack Hughes, and that's not taking anything away from Kaapo Kakko. I think he's going to be an amazing player, have an amazing career, but Jack Hughes was just like a can't miss prospect. He was a guy that there was no way he wasn't going to go #1 overall, just off of pure skill, the numbers he put up for the US National Development Team. I think he has an amazing future ahead of him, and the New Jersey Devils have to be really pumped with the summer that they've had so far, getting PK Subban, and then obviously getting Jack Hughes, and hopefully a healthy Taylor Hall heading into next season, and then a year older Nico Hischier, a year older Jesper Bratt. You have the makings of a really good core there, and this is definitely going to be a fun team to watch. I'm really excited. I'm going to be definitely watching their first game of the year. And while yes, you have some people out there that don't really think Jack Hughes' game is going to translate well to the NHL just because of his size, that has been proven wrong so many times over the past couple of years. Johnny Gaudreau, Alex DeBrincat, Elias Pettersson most recently. I think Jack Hughes is going to do just fine and put up some pretty good numbers, especially considering that he's going to be playing with some very talented guys in New Jersey. Now taking a look at some of Jack Hughes' numbers, obviously he was the #1 overall pick in this most recent NHL draft. He's an 18-year-old centerman. He's 5'10", 170 pounds. In the 2018-19 season for the US National Development Team, 26 games played, 13 goals, 39 assists for 52 points. Those were in the exhibition games, and then games played against USHL opponents, which are some pretty good players. 24 games played, 12 goals, and 36 assists for 48 points, really dominating every aspect, every level, every team that he played against, and those numbers, you can't really deny them. I know he's not going to come in and put up ridiculous numbers and dominate the NHL like he did this level, but he's definitely going to be coming in and making an impact. He'll be the first player ever to come right out of the USHL and jump into the NHL immediately. Usually players that go that route, they go to college after they get drafted. Guys like Cole Caulfield and Turcotte, that's what they're doing. But Jack Hughes is going to make the leap to the NHL right away, and I really like that he didn't decide to go the college route and play with his brother Quinn at Michigan this year. I think he really loves it with the US National Development Team. He played with some very talented guys. He definitely increased a lot of other players' draft stocks. When you look at Cole Caulfield, the amount of times that Jack Hughes set him up for goals this year just has to be astonishing, and I'm just super pumped to see how he translates to the NHL. And if you're a New Jersey fan, I'm very curious to hear, what you guys think and what you expect from Jack Hughes in his rookie season. Do you think he's going to come in and, be a 60 to 70 point guy, or do you think he's going to maybe be a little bit of a slow starter, come in maybe a 40, 50 point rookie season? I'm very curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are, but now let's get into my predictions for Jack Hughes in his rookie season with the New Jersey Devils. So here are my predictions for Jack Hughes in the 2019-2020 NHL season, and obviously this is speaking, theoretically. If he does play in all 82 games, we know injuries happen, maybe he isn't good enough to play in the NHL, which is most likely not going to happen, but if he does play in all 82 games, I could see him being, around a 15 to 20 goal scorer. I settled at 17 and 46 assists for 63 total points. He's a playmaker, and he's most likely going to be playing on that #1 power play line with guys like Hall, like a Nico Hischier, Jesper Bratt and PK Subban back at the point. That's going to be a very talented power play, and I think he is definitely going to rack up the assists playing there. And for a potential line, I put Taylor Hall with Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt. Some people said Nico Hischier is still going to be the #1 center there playing with Taylor Hall. I personally think it'll be Jack Hughes. I think they could really become a dynamic duo and, really start dominating the NHL very soon. And then putting another, speedy, talented winger like Jesper Bratt with them. It isn't the most physical line, but I definitely think it could still, hold their own and definitely dominate teams in the offensive end. And then you have guys like Nico Hischier, Pavel Zacha, Kyle Palmieri, guys like that to really fill out the depth of the team. If I had to put a guess on it, I think New Jersey will be competing for a playoff spot this up-and-coming season. Obviously, a quick turnaround. They made the playoffs the first year with Nico Hischier, Taylor Hall's MVP season. Then this year, they battled with a lot of injuries throughout the lineup, and, guys couldn't stay healthy, and it was just a bad year, especially for, like, Corey Schneider and stuff like that. They didn't make the playoffs, but hopefully if Corey Schneider can, get back to playing like we know he can, he's not an awful goalie like he has been playing, over the past year. I think he can still be a starting caliber goalie in the NHL, and that would go a very long way for the New Jersey Devils if they can get a good goaltender to go along with the talent that they have, on the defensive end and up front. But I'm not really the best person in terms of talking prospects. I don't really watch too many of the guys all that much throughout the entire year, but from what I've gathered from the World Championships, the World Juniors, watching his highlights in the USHL, it really makes sense why he was so hyped up and why so many teams wanted to get their hands on Jack Hughes. And luckily enough for New Jersey, they were the lucky ones to win that draft lottery, and I'm super pumped to see how he plays in the NHL next season. Make sure you guys let me know down in the comment section, what are your predictions for Jack Hughes, and what prospects do you want me to do these type of videos on next? I'm sure Capo Caco will be there. I'll probably do him next, but then after that, I'm very curious to hear who you guys want to see me talk about next. Like I said, I'm not the greatest talking about prospects, but I think I have a pretty good feel for some of the top guys that went in this previous draft. So that is going to wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, make sure to let me know down in the comment section all your predictions for Jack Hughes heading into next season. And with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.